Hi guys, you're back with another OV podcast. Today we've got the Turncoats with us. They've done an OV live previously. If you guys want to introduce yourselves and say what part you play in the band.
You can go first, Tom.
I'm Tom. I play bass and I sing sometimes in the Turncoats.
And get song names wrong.
Yeah. All the time.
I'm John and I sing and play guitar in the Turncoats.
Yeah. I'm Drew. I just play guitar.
Nice.
That's all.
No singing.
I'm Billy. I just play drums. That's it.
Nice. So obviously people will have seen you on OV Live, hopefully. If not, how would you guys describe your music genre?
In a general sense, probably 60s and 70s rock, but with a few departures now and then.
Right, okay.
I'd say. But yeah, that's the kind of mostly the music that I listen to, and I write the most songs, so I'd say that. Yeah.
And does that match what people describe your music as, or?
I think so. I mean, a guy came into
Heavy
your
metal,
pub the other
isn't
day and thought we were a heavy metal band. So.
I mean, to be fair, on first glance, it's kind of like, it's like
Really?
that, kind of, yeah. I wouldn't say indie, I'd say more like rock, like old school rock band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you came in for that live session with us.
Yeah.
How did you? Where did you come from that?
Well, it's kind of a long story actually. Me and him played a reggae festival. Well, not a reggae festival. We played in a reggae band at a tiny little festival in North Yorkshire. I was playing bongos off to the side, and what were you
I
playing?
was on the bass and
Nice.
we didn't sleep much for 3 days and then we came in and did a lovely OV live.
Yeah.
Very sleep deprived and it was great though.
To be
I loved
fair, 3 takes and they smashed it.
Yeah.
Despite
as
being
soon
very.
as soon as you started singing, the sniffling and the coughing
Yeah.
stopped, and it was like, damn, these
Well,
guys.
yeah, I don't know why that was, because it just stopped me sneezing as soon as I started singing, which was quite nice.
Yeah.
Healed you.
If that hadn't happened, then I don't know what would have happened.
I love watching the video and like a little bit of toilet roll just.
I love when you introduce Marble Giants.
it. Oh, I get it completely wrong.
Were you just completely done by the end of it? Or were
Yeah.
you just like,
It looked like
I was
it.
finished. I was finished.
running from the Marble Giant, running with fucking whatever?
It's you got the gist of it anyway.
Yeah. Talking of the Marble Giants, do you guys want to touch on what's that about? Because that's like such an interesting song to us.
Straight in. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What's
well,
it called?
Running from the Marble Giants.
Emphasis on the from.
Yeah. It was the first one we properly wrote as a band. So, the end riff, like kind of heavy riff that comes in at the end, he had that. And I had the first like bit with all the singing, and we just kind of like slapped them both together.
Okay.
And it seemed to work pretty well. So, but I wasn't feeling very good when I wrote that song. So it's basically, I'd say, about a mental breakdown.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm quite proud of that one, to be fair. And it seems to be like when we play live, it's everyone's favourite. So
It's a solid song. It's like like 6 minutes long or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
It's fucking sick.
It's quite dark in the vocals as well. Like,
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
go to like a completely different level compared to the other
Yeah.
2 songs that we saw.
yeah, I have to I think like some people are kind of taken aback by it because it's much heavier than some of the
Yeah.
other stuff we have. And I have to kind of like scream, obviously.
It's almost quite scary.
Yeah.
In a way.
The music matches the lyrics,
Yeah.
like build up like so perfectly. Like me and
Yeah.
James, when you guys doing the OV, me and James in the other room, like talking about it, like how you could feel the build up in music, and you knew where the lyrics were gonna come out. It's like, well done.
Can,
Like, it was good. It was
if you
good.
don't mind elaborating, who are the Marble Giants?
Well, I came up with a song name afterwards, but the basic idea was that, like, obviously, sounds really nerdy, doesn't it? But
We like nerdy.
like throughout history, like all of European society has kind of looked to classical societies like ancient Rome to try and judge themselves off and emulate, and I feel like that kind of idea just hangs over everyone, that we're not as good as we once were. And the Marble Giants, obviously, like the ancient Greeks used to make marble statues.
Yeah.
So
Do you know, that's completely
That's
different to when you first heard it. Did you know what it was about? Did
well,
you
then,
just-
I don't think they listen to anything I'm saying.
Were you just like, yeah, sounds good. Fuck it.
I understood it very clearly. I
Obviously,
knew what it was
yeah,
about.
yeah.
Yeah. See, in my head, it sounded like a bad trip. So I'm glad I asked you what it was about.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I am very influenced by that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I think everything I write is kind of to do with that to a certain extent. But I am very much a believer of like whatever you think it's about is what it's about.
Yeah,
and
I
I
like
think
that.
yeah, because I think that's missing quite a lot in like when you see bands do like Instagram reels where they explain exactly what a song's about and exactly what night of their life it was about. I think it kind of takes you out of it a bit.
Yeah, we've had the same with another band, and they did a song. One of the lyrics is "Blood runs thick, but it's not as thick as you."
Oh, okay, yeah.
So shout out to the NSO, by the way. Cracking song.
That's a good lyric.
And I originally thought it was about just their partner being stupid, and then someone said to me that, "Oh no, it's about them being thicker than blood." So they're like the best thing to ever happen to them because it's thicker than blood. If you're thicker than blood, like. And then I asked the guy who wrote it, and he's like, "No, it's basically just about someone being stupid." So it just goes to show though, like you can take music however you want to take it.
I always feel kind of awkward when people ask me like what that. Forget what it was about.
Yeah.
So when I hear it again, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool because I kind of forget and I think that's kind of the whole point. Like everyone can, like the more interpretations you can get out of one song, the better it is, really. Yeah. In my opinion.
So going to the rest of the band, when you come with lyrics, when he comes with lyrics, do you just kind of just roll with it? Do you have a
It's quite a personal thing a lot of the time, and I think if you're interjecting, it depends on the song, but something as emotional as that song, if you're trying to interject on, you're basically trying to commandeer his feelings at that point. I feel like that's wrong. I feel if a song's being written from someone, like who am I to change what he's feeling in written form?
So I guess your job's to sort of not be the passenger, like help portray those feelings with what you play.
Yeah, it's being empathetic to that and trying to replicate that emotion on my bass, for example, or our instruments. I think
bring it to life, innit?
Yeah. And do you normally plan that out? Do you normally plan? Okay, we need this chord, we need X, Y, and Z, or you just sort of go, okay, here's the lyrics, here's what I'm thinking. You go at it with the drums, you go at it with the bass, like.
Probably more the second way, I'd say. Yeah. Like before we kind of wrote that song, it was kind of I'd bring a song to the band and I'd have an idea for it and everyone would play it. And I wouldn't like obviously tell everyone exactly what to play, but it was more structured. And now we have like this song we've just written and the last few songs we've done, we've tried to just like everyone just add their own thing to it and like listen to what everyone thinks about a certain bit.
Yeah.
And it kind of works. It makes it more of a like cohesive thing because you have everyone's input and not just one person's. So I think that works.
I guess it's quite good to then you all trust each other, obviously massively.
Definitely.
With your talents. So it all just comes together as one.
Yeah, we've known each other for like years and years, so I feel like we don't have to really think about like social niceties and stuff when you're like awkwardly trying to like, because we just know each other so well, it doesn't really come across like that.
How did you guys come about then? Is it school, I'm guessing, or something?
Yeah, we all knew each other in high school.
Right, okay.
We were
and
actually.
How old are you guys now then?
Oh,
20.
20.
Yeah.
And how long has Turncoats been around?
A year and a half, isn't it? About.
Probably less than that, like a year and
summer last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'd say with some of the bands that we worked with, it feels like I was surprised that you guys only been together a year. I thought it'd been longer, just because you could see your chemistry as a band. It's like you said, there's no awkwardness or anything. It's just we'll fucking do it.
Well, I think a lot of that is, we kind of started out going to like the local jam night and whatever, and in that sense, it's all improvised. It's all on the spot. You've all got to know what each other's thinking before they're even thinking it. So when you come together in that setting, it makes it a lot easier to kind of just go with things, and eventually you can kind of understand people's musical identity with each other, and you kind of figure each other out after a while, I think.
I like that. So obviously you guys say you've known each other from high school. Apart from music, and what do you guys do to like relax? Do you guys still chill out together, or is it like, fuck it, I can't be honest with the rest of these guys?
Well, no, I mean, we do so much like stuff musically that we kind of just hang out together when we do gigs because we've always seen each other.
Chilling in the studio, jamming. That's the type of thing.
But we all live in different cities as well, so it's a bit difficult to like come together all the time. but like it is just like every time we do a gig, we just hang out for a day basically.
We go to the pub a lot.
Yeah.
do that too.
Beer helps creativity. Though,
Massively,
right?
yeah, 100%. Wi-Fi does hinder it though.
Cheers to that. Yeah.
Apparently. I'm gonna do my
Oh
bit.
yeah, do your little
I'm not
section.
gonna do it fast. I'm gonna do it like
How
I'm
long
gonna
have we
like,
got left, mate?
We're in 10 minutes.
We've got
So
16 left,
I've got
yeah.
10 questions to you. This is like a little Jamie special that I've started bringing in. Basically, just before I start, I asked ChatGPT 10 fun questions. And first question, I want you all to answer it, is if your band had to fight off an alien invasion, what instrument would be your weapon of choice? Now you can think that physically or metaphorically. You can either whack them with it or you can serenade them with it.
Oh,
I mean,
We've got some big symbols. So,
Yeah.
So you're going physical.
Yeah.
You're just straight up frisbeeing symbols.
Yeah.
He uses like such thick drumsticks that they probably work as baseball bats. So
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, I don't think my guitar would be. I don't really have a very good guitar. I feel like it
It's
would
a
just
neck
break
will
on
phone, isn't it?
impact.
So neck will snap out.
Playing a song.
Yeah, I could
Yeah,
play him a
like that.
song. Yeah, I'm not sure. It depends on the type of alien. as
Have
to
you
how
watched?
they react to
Do
that.
you watch Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
Have you seen that episode where it's like, "Show me what you got,"
Yeah.
the big head thing, and then they play like the best Earth music ever, right?
But then it's
Yeah.
got to be the best. That's a lot of pressure. Right?
I don't know the Tenacious D song either.
Yeah.
Would you not thrive under pressure?
Well, sometimes, but you know, it's nice to. It's nice to not have pressure.
Do it in your own
Can you
time.
guess which one's the bassist?
Well, he's always really chill. Like I always get really nervous before gigs, even though we've like done a lot. Like I only started singing in front of people like maybe 2.5 years ago now. So, I still get really nervous before. But quite a lot of my friends, like you've done it, he's done it for years. Is that someone coming in?
Let's just pop there. Who is it?
I don't know who it's gonna be.
This should be a shock when he walks in. Hello.
Hello?
That's pretty ominous.
Hey, sorry.
I think they've got headphones in.
Podcast time.
Yeah.
I'll leave you to it.
That was the best guy that could have possibly walked in.
yeah.
I forgot what we were saying. What would your weapon of choice be?
That was good though.
Instrument of choice.
Instrument of choice.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like if I could make my own weapon from an instrument, like if I had like a boom handle from like a drum kit with a cowbell on.
Yeah, but
and
you'd have to
cymbal.
use it to play in the band as well.
Okay,
So we'd
no,
have to
I
have
can't do
one
that.
song where you'd have to use that
You
instrument.
can use a cowbell.
Banjo.
Banjo.
That's a good one. You can get some force on that.
Yeah.
It'd also make a really good sound.
Yeah, exactly.
Has everyone answered? What did you say?
Oh, I've not said anything. I think I reckon something stabby like a flute or a recorder or something.
Well, it's not very
Jam it.
sharp, isn't it? Like, you're not going to be able to break.
Yeah, but
Depending on how thick the skin of this.
you ever
alien
seen like
is.
Walking Dead and that? It's like a screwdriver. It's fucking.
Yeah, but that's dudes, isn't it? That's not aliens.
No, but a
What?
tambourine.
Yeah,
Well,
but
dudes that are
what's
also
it-
rotting.
I've never
Yeah.
seen an alien. I don't know what we're fighting here.
Yeah. It could be
Yeah.
like the aliens from Paul. Or the
Yeah.
alien from
He'd
Paul.
be chill.
Yeah.
Or it could be the
Knock 'em
alien
out.
from Alien,
Yeah.
And
which
then
would be
you
less
fucked
chill.
it.
Yeah, Paul, imagine Paul.
That'd be sound. That.
Wouldn't need anything.
I'd play him a
Always
song.
fluent in English, aren't they?
Yeah. Smart extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial? Is that a word?
Yeah.
That's it.
Extraterrestrial. Yeah.
Yeah.
E.T.
E.T.
If your band were a dish at a restaurant, what would it be called and what's in it? Firstly, can any of you cook?
Yes.
Yeah, not very well.
Kind of.
I love
Yeah.
cooking.
Yeah, he's.
If you had to cook a dish to represent the band, what would you cook?
Ooh, lasagna.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
quick.
Straight up.
Why lasagna?
This is great, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's got,
Because it's got many layers to it. That's
Exactly, it's
why.
got many
Yeah,
layers.
Lasagna's got many
Brilliant
layers.
theory.
yeah, and it's got a lot of meat in it.
It's got
Yeah.
layers like ogres.
And sometimes
When you
it's
say you're a
better.
meaty band.
Sometimes it's better when it's been left over till night before.
Yeah, marinade.
Night before and you
Actually
have it
marinade.
after.
What does
Sometimes.
that? What does that mean in context of of the band.
You need a second list.
They'll,
We're gonna
they'll
sleep on
know.
the song.
They'll know what we're talking about.
Okay.
Well, no.
We
They'll
know. We know.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you just want lasagna for breakfast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want
Can I have it for
turncoats
tea?
for
Can I have it for
breakfast.
breakfast?
Which
Turncoats.
of your songs would be the best soundtrack for a dramatic soap opera scene? Something's just happened, EastEnders, you know. Someone's just cheated on their husband.
Probably that rat song that you have that you.
Yeah, that no one's even heard yet. but
What's
that
it
one-
called? Tell them the name of that song.
It's called Rats, Rats, Get Out of My Walls, Stop Eating My Cheese. And it's just, it's about a rat that just is stuck in my walls and trying to eat my cheese. It's about all the wrongings you meet in life, but they're all rats, aren't they? So
That's a bit
That's such
harsh.
metaphorical.
Yeah.
What's the cheese? What's the metaphorical cheese?
oh, just your
Money.
soul, man.
Your money.
Everything, yeah.
What kind of
Kids
cheese, though?
steal
Like
my
cheddar.
money.
Just your cheese,
What
man.
kind of cheese?
Whatever you own.
Just
Just
your
your
cheese.
cheese.
Which cheese?
You're asking
Your
too many
cheese.
questions. Just your cheese.
Can we have a taster of this song?
Not at all, no.
It's a secret. We haven't actually rehearsed any of it. yet.
No,
Yeah.
they've not even heard
We've
it
never
yet.
heard it.
Oh shit. Okay.
It's just a theory at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you'll hear it soon. I'm leaving. These are golden.
Okay. You're
I'm
waiting
moving
for
on
more
to
then.
you.
Should we do some quick this or that questions? So as a band, so we'll get to like know you guys a bit more.
Sure.
So acoustic or electric?
Ooh.
Both.
Yeah.
Acoustic drums.
Well, you've got to pick one,
definitely,
mate.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I literally we would not be able to pick one.
Acoustic for me.
Yeah, it depends on what day it is. To be honest, it because I go through like really obsessive phases with bands that I like. So I'll just get obsessed with one thing for ages and then get obsessed with another thing. And I really like acoustic music and I really like electric music.
So is it? Do you reckon you like then? Is your music?
Yeah, but like I'd say my favourite artist ever is Bob Dylan, but I don't think we sound a lot like Bob Dylan. So
That's fair. Yeah. But would
Yeah.
you say like it's a more of a eclectic mix of what you listen to than
Yeah.
it's more of the influence? Yeah.
Yeah.
See. Do you guys prefer studio recording or like gigging?
Oh, can I add to that?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You only ever get to play live. So people can only ever see you live, or people can only ever listen to you properly studio recorded.
Live.
I'd say
Live
live.
Yeah.
every day of the week.
yeah,
As much as I love studio recording, I'd
Yeah.
still say live.
yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Wow.
fair.
That was easier than I thought.
Yeah. As your individuals, what do you prefer to listen to? Solo stuff or more band stuff?
Say more band stuff for me.
Band stuff.
I do like solo stuff as well, though.
I couldn't choose.
It's a hard question. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of my folk musicians, but I also think that as a bass player, you listen to your reggaes and your very bass heavy music. So probably a collective.
Do you get a lot of influence from reggae? We've spoken about it
A
couple
massive
times.
massive influence actually. More so towards the current where I am now. Yeah, definitely. In just how they think and how they write, 100%.
Is it what's the difference between reggae and just normal bass playing?
It's very much just keeping the backbone, and there's not a lot of ego in reggae music. It's about just kind of keeping it.
You've got onto his
How it
favourite
is.
subject in the world.
Yeah, I can tell.
We've run out of time, but it's just more. It's more about how it makes people in the crowd feel than anything else. Like that's
Yeah.
the one thing that matters. So.
What's an artist that you'd tell someone to listen to if they wanted to get into reggae music?
Toots Hibbert, 100%.
Toots Hibbert.
Yeah, Toots
Toots
and the
and the
Maytals.
Maytals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the band name.
Have
Toots
you heard of
Hibbert.
him?
4, 5, 6.
That's
my number,
Yeah, we
something like that.
cover that song from time to time.
Oh, do you?
So, yeah.
Should do that tonight. Just saying.
Everyone asked us to do it, and we did it loads of times in a row, and we've dropped it out of the set. At the
Yeah.
moment,
I see.
It might come back.
but
at some point.
yeah, it might come back. It might return.
I've got one more of the this or that questions, and then we'll take over back with your chat GP.
Vinyl. Straight away.
Straight away.
Yeah, vinyl, but I just don't do it enough.
Yeah.
I think vinyl, but not just vinyl. I think it's nice having physical music, whether it's CDs, whatever.
Okay, I see. So it's not streaming platform, not whatsoever. It's just physical music, vinyl, CD, whatever
Well,
it may be.
I use streaming platforms,
Of
but
course,
I think,
yeah.
but I think it's nice to support bands.
Because
And
streaming
actually
platforms
give them
pay
some
us
money.
fuck all.
They pay us 1p per. What
Per
is it?
1,000.
No.
God
per
knows.
100.
So
Per 100,000 or something.
Yeah, probably per 100,000.
So if you're streaming our song and you like to support us, just stream it like 1,000,000 times. Just listen to
Yeah,
that
that'd
song
be really
and
good.
only that for the rest of the year.
Burn it
Then you
onto a
get 10p.
CD.
Yeah, then we'll be able
Yeah.
to buy like what we'll be able to buy.
On the way
Bus
to
tickets.
Buy
What's
Greg's.
what's the main way you guys earn money for the band?
Not as
working.
being in a band. Not by being in a
Working a
band.
non-music job.
Yeah, definitely.
What would your sort of goal be then? In I guess you would be around a year and a half. So, in another year and a half, where you want it to be?
I think I've set Lead Mill and playing at Lead Mill as
Definitely.
the next goal.
Mm-hmm.
But basically just being able to get a kind of more loyal fan base in Sheffield with
Sure.
people that consistently come to gigs. Like
Mm.
I'd say gigs for me are definitely the most important. It's like the most fun I have,
Yeah.
and like the more people at the gigs, the better. So
Yeah.
just basically get more people to come to the gigs.
I think more people you don't know coming
Yeah.
to gigs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got people coming to gigs regularly that you don't know from outside of that, that's
Yeah. I guess
what you want.
if you just walk out and there's like 20, 30 people that you don't know,
Yeah, it's-
you play harder as well.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm
definitely.
assuming
definitely.
because you're like, oh sweet, it's
yeah.
not just my mum and dad. It's like
Yeah, it
people.
makes it so much. It makes it so much easier for me because it. I just suddenly feel like, oh, people actually want to come
Yeah.
see this that I haven't
Mhm.
begged to come. So.
There's like there's nothing more of a rush than seeing people that you have no idea who they are and they're singing the words to the songs you're playing.
Yeah.
That shit is just absolutely crazy. Like it's completely, there's nothing else like it. When
Yeah.
you see someone in the crowd that you have no idea who they are and
Yeah.
they're singing your songs,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
there's no other feeling that can even match that.
Especially
Yeah.
with Chaplin, man. Like the amount of times I've like looked off the stage and just seen people like singing it. I'm like,
Yeah,
sick.
it's
I
awesome.
bet that's a cool feeling.
Yeah.
Like obviously with us working with like the live sessions and stuff like that, we go to quite a lot of gigs,
Mhm.
just like random local, and we'd be like the only people there, and we'll be singing off like top of our lungs. People have never heard these songs before, and we're just there like absolutely vibing to it.
It was that church gig with Blessings with Alchemy.
Yeah.
It was
And
sick.
shout out to Alchemy. Like they've got a song that's literally like one of the top of my playlist right now.
I had it on earlier in here. It was so good. Have you remember about the OB Alive playlist on Spotify?
I've not updated it.
Yeah.
Probably
Sick
should.
though. Some
We've
great
got
tunes
we've
on
got
that.
an OV live playlist. We'll add you to it
Oh, sweet.
as well. So a year and a half, you want to be at Leadmore. About in 5 years, where do you see yourself as a band? You'd be what, 20?
Probably
27
either dead or living in a £30 million mansion.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do or die. I like it. Okay.
Is money motivation?
Not for me.
No.
More
Not
lifestyle?
£30 million mansion.
Well, like a metaphorical £30 million.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care about like especially at this stage. Like you never make any money anyway.
No.
It's at the back of my mind, and I just care about being able to afford to get there, and that's it.
Yeah. So we'll fast forward 10 years. Dream life. You wake up in the morning. What are you waking up on? Where are you? What's for breakfast? And what does your normal day look like?
Was that?
Absolute pinnacle.
I
What
hope
is
I
it?
wake up on a bed to start with.
Yeah, it's a good. I mean, that's the bare minimum, isn't it? Yeah.
Lasagna for
Wow.
breakfast.
That could be a song, by the way.
Lasagna for breakfast.
I feel like you'd just be like living in a house that's nice.
Yeah, it's enough. somewhere I can play drums and I don't have any neighbours. Be nice.
Yeah.
Just a big plot of land, a house in the middle, no neighbours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know what I feel different every day, so
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to feel like in 10 years. I might want to live a quiet life. I might not.
About 10 years.
I want to live on a van. Maybe.
Live
Oh,
on a
no,
van.
No, on a van. Sorry, in a van.
You can live
In a
on
van.
mine if you want. I've got a van conversion.
Oh, nice.
I'll
That's
show
fine.
you after the pod, but
Yes,
it's like what 80% converted
yeah.
now.
It's livable, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
So that's my goal, is to basically live in a van, and then eventually live like completely off grid in the middle of nowhere.
yeah, I'm thinking that through.
But I'm a bit further on than you lot.
Yeah.
Old.
Oh God, you sound so old saying that.
I do. You're 27. I mean, 27, you guys would be in your prime, hopefully.
Or dead.
Or dead.
Oh, yeah, 27
Or dead.
like say, yeah.
Win-win, eh?
So instead of going as far as 10 years ahead, what's next for you guys? Is there any music, any gigs you look like you want to shout out, or what's next for you guys?
One gig we want to shout out, isn't there?
Well,
The
the
next
one that's like tonight, but
No,
I feel like
the
you
one-
won't have this podcast edited in time.
Next headliner.
Yeah, we've got a headliner at Sydney and Matilda on the 9th of October,
Okay.
which is a Wednesday, I think.
I'll go out for then, yeah.
Yeah, what, tonight?
No, this 9th of October it goes out.
Basically, if you're watching this or listening to this, check out the Turncoats on social
Well, we've got one in Manchester at, what is it, Night and Day?
You're
Not
going
day,
to put pressure on us if you put this.
Night and Day on the 17th of
All
October.
of those. It's all on our social media.
Yeah.
And what is your guys' social media?
Can't remember.
The Turncoats, I think.
With an underscore in the middle of the and the Turncoats
yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Okay, so moving on, I'm going to come back to ChatGPT.
Okay.
The damn robots.
The robots. What's your thoughts on ChatGPT, by the way? What's your thought on AI and AI in a creative world?
You almost got kicked out.
Of
Oh
AI?
yeah, I used AI for a uni assignment. I almost got kicked out of uni for it. So
What was the assignment?
some fucking bullshit about making money off music when you can't make money off music anyway. So, but yeah.
AI in the creative world, no. AI take over the world sense. Like, I think people get a bit too carried away with that. Like,
Yeah.
Still a bit early on.
The
Like,
thing about AI in the creatives isn't the whole idea of making robots so they can do all the labour that we don't want to do, so we can do all the art. Like, why on earth
Yeah.
is the robots making our art when it should be the other way around, in my
Yeah.
opinion?
See, I had this debate, but on the flip, like schools punishing kids for using AI. I think that's like applied intelligence instead of, if you don't want to do something, you get another human to do it, right? So if you don't want to do something, why would you not get AI who's
I
smarter,
think you should
faster?
get away with it.
Then I was like, mate, I'm sorry, but if you don't want to sit there and write something,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be forced to then sit and write it. I'm a massive believer in the school system being a load of shit.
It doesn't work anyway, does it? So
I
I'm
actually
not
quite
sure.
enjoy what I do at uni.
Yeah.
But that's basically just because I can do what I want. And
Yeah.
like, I'm doing, like, basically my dissertation on Aztec human sacrifice, which
That's
is like,
sick.
What's
pretty
your degree?
blue history.
Oh, okay.
So I thought it would be really dull, and some of it is, but once you can like actually choose what you want to do, like some of the lecturers are really kind of strange but interesting people as well.
Mhm.
It's all right, to be fair.
But I just feel like if you creative, I agree with you. Like a creative job should never be. AI should never do a creative job.
Yeah.
But I feel like for something corporate or something boring or something that can be done quicker and better by a robot, why would you not?
Yeah, surely that's why it's there.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's going to ever take over the human aspect of the creative thing. I think if anything, it can be aided towards us.
And that's what it's designed for.
Yeah. Like,
Well,
look at the AI stuff. I know I'm taking over the podcast from them guys a bit, but look at the AI stuff. You can tell it's AI imagery and stuff like that. Even the writing is, you can tell it's
But even
excuse me, AI stuff.
But even in Photoshop now, we can circle something and say get rid of this or add this, and you can't tell that.
That's true.
Anyway,
Sorry.
back to you guys. Back to ChatGPT. You're hosting a music festival, but all the bands are made up of animals. Who's the headline act? So I guess
So I have to think of like a
normal
band name
band.
for a normal band, but made up of animals.
Who's singing? What animals singing? I guess what animals?
It's quite confusing because I don't know any bands names that are all made up of animals.
You could go for
The
Snoop
Muppets.
Lion.
Snoop Lion. And Snoop Dogg's already an animal.
Yeah, but Snoop. Oh shit. Yeah.
It'd be quite fun to like choose a band and like think about what animal
Yeah.
each.
Okay.
Like you could do a few
What about
obvious ones.
Turncoats?
Oh yeah. What animals would you guys be?
Well, I'm obviously a lion.
you
You're
mean?
you're a ferret.
My iPhone.
Yeah,
Use it.
He's
Question
some
being
sort of creepy rat or something like that.
Cheers, man.
Yeah.
Eating the cheese.
Yeah.
Cheese, I do
Fucking
like
cheese,
cheese.
mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you? You're
Emu or dodo.
Dodo.
a dodo, yeah.
It's about right, yeah.
Fuck you guys.
You're. What are you?
Ogre.
That's not an
Oh.
animal.
Gorilla.
A gorilla. Yeah.
Gorilla.
I'll take that.
Definitely a gorilla.
Gorillas are good at drums.
What do you think?
Cadbury's- Cadbury's is,
Yeah, a bit of
What?
Phil Collins on the drums.
Phil Collins used to be a gorilla, and then after
Then he
his
converted to humanism.
his contract ran out his contract with Cadbury's ran out, so he turned back into Phil Collins. But he was a gorilla before then.
I think
Yeah,
that's not how they
acknowledge
expected you
that
to
one.
read that
Yeah.
advertisement.
That's what happened. So
Yeah, but didn't you say earlier, it's like, well, however they read it is how
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
meant to
but
be read.
it's obviously more fun how he read it than how most people would read it.
yeah.
So
How do you read it?
And that
I'd read it as Phil Collins didn't, in fact, turn into a gorilla, and
Walk left.
yeah, it's all about the woke left, isn't it?
Would you not class yourself as a work left, being a
No.
20-year-old uni student?
No.
No.
I'd say I am more left, but like I'm not. Well, I just don't. I don't like talking about politics, to be honest.
Yeah. Is that
Okay.
because you feel like you're not represented by...
Well, no, I just
Politicians.
feel like
Represented?
musicians
Yeah.
talk about politics too much, and
Is that why you looked
most
at
of them don't have a clue. Like I don't really have a clue, so I'm not going to say anything stupid. But I just don't like the ones that are obviously evil bastards.
Did you see what Keir Starmer said yesterday?
About
Sausages.
Sausages.
Great.
You haven't seen that?
no.
He called the hostages in Palestine sausages.
He's a fucking sausage, man.
So this is how we get cancelled. Like this is the road to
Alright,
cancellation.
Right, you're hearing
We
this
should be
now.
scared of saying it.
Keir Starmer is a fucking sausage.
That's the band's collective
Alright,
opinion.
moving on from politics.
That should be a song title, just saying as well. Sorry.
Keir Starmer is a fucking sausage.
Yeah.
If you could swap bands, could swap places with a band for a day, who would it be, and what would you do first?
Banana ramen.
Banana ram. That's quite a good question, actually.
Cheers.
What's a band that would have a lot of fun?
The
Not
Rolling
not
Stones.
not in an evil way.
We were lying.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, Rolling Stones, to be honest.
What was Ozzy Osbourne's band?
Sabbath.
Black
Sabbath,
Sabbath.
yeah. Aye, but
Imagine being Ozzy Osbourne.
Beers.
I'd actually I'd turn into my least favourite band and I'd say something really racist on Twitter.
Ah.
So,
That's
so
smart.
they get cancelled and they
Yeah.
can never play again.
Yeah.
Or just slowly go through your Sheffield competition. And just cancel
Yeah,
it.
yeah, just go.
So there's
for
only
everyone.
one band left.
Yeah.
Don't know, do you?
No idea, to be honest. I can't think of one.
Who's your favourite band?
My favourite band is The Band.
This band?
No, The Band.
Oh, the band.
The band.
I've never heard of them.
Very
Never heard
good.
of
Are they?
Very, very good.
Yeah.
Some good SEO as well, that. The band.
The band, yeah.
Well, they are the band.
The
band.
Yeah.
Who is the band?
To that question then.
Cheers, mate. A rat.
Not a rat. More like an octopus or something
Oh.
strange.
Why?
I don't know. I was watching a documentary about octopi.
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 Pussy.
And octopus teacher.
Is there a guy who like dives and he like falls in love with an octopus?
What?
What are you talking?
It's on Netflix.
You had
There's,
that whiskey way too fast.
It's a Netflix documentary and this guy like octopus are quite like conscious.
Yeah, yeah,
And
they're really
loving.
intelligent animals. Yeah.
And this guy starts diving and he like basically befriends an octopus and then he goes back one day and it's not there and then he goes to another spot and the octopus recognises him and like starts playing. It's very wholesome. It's
Yeah.
my Octopus Teacher, I think it's called, on Netflix.
They can fit into like spaces like that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Stuff
can
like
put them
that.
in a jar if you want.
We tried to put other things in a jar as well.
If you want, yeah, if you want.
Put an octopus in a jar, I'm telling you.
So why does this translate to your band?
Octopus.
I think we can fit into very small spaces.
Nice.
Like the
nice.
Washington.
We all have ours.
Like the Washington,
Like the
like the
stage
stage
of
at
the
the Washington. Yeah.
How many tentacles do they have?
Are you joking?
I'm joking.
You never know.
We all have ours.
How many hearts do they have?
It's 2 in it,
I think so.
Yeah,
That's
two
octopus, isn't
something.
it?
I think.
It might be 3. I
Ooh.
don't know.
That's why they've got so much love.
Oh, it
No,
might be
they've
even
got 2
more.
brains as well.
Yeah, they've got.
I thought they've got no brains.
I thought they've got a continuous
They,
brain.
they've got a brain in every tentacle,
Yeah.
so every
What?
tentacle is independent.
That's
So we've got-
fucked.
Yeah, I was watching this. I was watching it last night. Like, what the fuck?
So you got
Like,
8
it's
brains.
changing my life.
8
Yeah,
brains,
yeah.
3 hearts.
8
Yeah.
brains, 4 band members. That's
Why
how
are they
I
not taking over the
describe
world yet?
Turncoats.
They leave the ocean, to be honest.
Mm.
They have difficulty adjusting.
Can't breathe.
What's the weirdest place you've ever heard one of your songs being played?
We've got a few weird countries.
I was about to say, how
Spotify,
far of a
yeah.
country do you have like now?
Just literally anywhere. Like
I think our second biggest city on was like
But we get added to, like, occasionally just get added to weird playlists
Yeah.
in different countries and get loads of plays overnight in like Uzbekistan or something.
That's quite cool though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Does
should
it-
do a
I mean, I
tour.
don't think it gets us anywhere.
I was about to say, does it help you that you've been added to like Uzbekistan's top
It helps.
40? What we was talking about with streaming. Do you guys still like do hard copies of your like hard physical stuff of your music, like CDs and vinyls and stuff like that, or
Thinking about it.
We haven't, but planning on.
It's just it's a cost to set up, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
CDs aren't much, we're probably going to get on them, but like, anything like vinyl pressing just costs a fortune that we don't have at the minute.
Do
But,
you- I was gonna say, do you have more of like a understanding, you know, towards other musicians that charge more like the 50, 60 quid for their vinyls because everyone's just listening to music and streaming shit now.
I think if we did that, we'd just sell them really cheap because,
Mm.
like, when I see that, I'm like, yeah, that's fair enough that you need to make money, but I'm
I'm
still
not
not going to buy
buying
it.
Yeah.
Fair, okay. So you guys wouldn't consider not selling it yourselves, but
Just can't
pushing.
afford to, do you know what I mean? We're all musicians, we can't afford 60 quid on someone else's vinyl, unfortunately. But, I mean, in a perfect world, they wouldn't have to be sold at that price, you know?
Yeah, it's very true.
Why do you think musicians just do not make money? Where, like, obviously in the past they used to be, you know, rock and roll stars and stuff like that. Where was the transition? Do you reckon it was just with the digital age?
I think it's everything run by promoters now that don't promote.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff about like you'll get a gig with a promoter and then
You
they'll
do
just
everything.
post something on Instagram that gets 2 likes, and then they'll pressure you into selling tickets in a city you've never been before, and it's just it feels like when you actually look into back in the day, like you could do a gig in another city and it would be promoted around the city and
Yeah.
people would come to the gig, and like that's
But I also think that's because the majority of people don't really give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
Which means that they're not going to turn up to a random person's gig that they've never seen before, which is unfortunate, but that's how it is, because it's all, you can get it so easily sent to you on, like all these people blowing up on TikTok and things like that. You can get it so easily just sat in front of your phone, just like it drills it into your head. You don't need to go out and find it, which means that you don't actually like. People need to think for themselves, and they don't.
So do you think we've almost been conditioned to just listening to shit as well? Because like the things you get, like there's a lot of people who just record on their phones and stuff like that. They don't get that actual decent quality live music anymore.
I don't even think it's that. I just think the standard of guitar music is just shocking. Like the biggest band in the UK guitar-wise being Fontaines DC is just like insane to me. I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
it's crazy.
I mean, the last massive band, like proper band in this country, were from Sheffield. So like Arctic Monkeys were probably like the last massive like nationwide thing that happened. But I've never experienced in my lifetime something become that big, that fast. Like
Yeah.
my
That
dad
was
always
20
talks.
years ago.
Yeah, my dad always talks to me about like Oasis and how they just literally like went from unknown to like massive in like a year.
Yeah.
And that
It
stuff.
happens though, like we talked about, it's probably not your guys' music, but like Lewis Capaldi went from just a young lad from Scotland to global superstar overnight, and you see what that's done to him. Like Olivia Rodrigo, Sam Fender, like.
Is that the transition though, from bands to solo artists? It's a dying phase almost. Like
maybe I think it's harder to pay a band, isn't it? Than
Yeah,
it is to
it's
pay
more financially
a
viable
soloist.
to be a guy on your own. you
Yeah.
know.
How shit is that though? As a creative person or industry that you go, oh, I've got to make the most money out of this,
Yeah.
not get the best talent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I do
rubbish.
genuinely believe though that like a lot of the reason why no bands are getting big is just because no bands are good. Like,
Yeah,
Really?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Because, like, there'll be bands that will be really good, but in a very specific genre of music that not many people actually listen
Yeah.
to. So you'll see like a really heavy psych punk band that will be really big, but obviously they're never going to get bigger than
it's
psych
not
punk.
pop.
And listen to it
Yeah.
and enjoy it, but there hasn't been many things
Why?
like even Fontaine's are quite like an acquired taste. I'd say.
Mm.
Why do you think just, I guess, your normal music listener can't tune into these weird genres and think this is good? Why do you think we can only listen to indie and pop and rock and be like, yeah, I get this?
Well, I listen to a lot of weird stuff, but I think a big part of the reason why I like that stuff is because of the amount of music that I've listened to in my lifetime. You eventually get bored of stuff. Like, you'll get bored of pop music and you'll want something more. Or, like, more like you, I'd say. Like, you just like what you like, and you like a more specific genre of, like, heavier music. But I think it's just never going to get as big doing something in a very specific niche genre as doing something in, like, just you write a song and play guitar to it.
Yeah.
Because I think bands like Oasis, like, it's kind of just pop music, like, if you actually think about it, but
Yeah.
with really overdriven guitars and everything, and they all talk about being rock and roll and all that kind of stuff. But it is just pop music, so...
I think it's easy to listen to because there's not much weird going on.
There's not much to understand.
No, you don't have to think when you're listening to it. You can just listen to it.
Yeah.
Mm.
But that's, I guess a lot of people like drum and bass and stuff for that exact reason as well. Like, people just like going and just having a repetitive, easy beat.
Well, we like we go to festivals and go to raves all the time. Like, I like that kind of music. It's just not what I'd make because
Yeah.
I don't have a clue with
There's
technology.
no
Yeah.
emotion to it. It's just something. You
Yeah. Almost don't see it as the same thing as
Yeah.
like just go to see a band and go and see like listening to a song or something. I see it as like more of an experience than music,
Yeah.
and I really enjoy that experience. But it's kind of taking over. Like, everyone just wants to listen to that and enjoy that experience of like getting hyped up,
Yeah.
instead of listening to like a song and getting emotional. Like,
Yeah.
it's just becoming more popular to go to a rave and feel like that.
Experience music instead of listening to it.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Because I remember the one day where it just clicked in my head and I just understood like what this kind of music was about and like how you enjoy it.
Yeah.
And it is really fun, but it's just not the kind of music that I value as like the best ever. Like, it's kind of a different thing to me.
Have you guys got any music videos out yet?
No.
No.
never recorded any.
Have you got any thoughts for music videos?
I don't really. It's never really crossed my mind, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think.
Marble Giants would be
Yeah, that'd be good. That.
interesting.
Yeah, I just don't really like. I don't really watch music videos, and I don't really know of any music videos, and I don't know.
I was
Like,
talking to a musician the other day about, like, I call them, so you've got music videos and I call them like chorus videos, where like you see on Instagram where it's just like the hook, the bridge, and then the chorus, that was it. It's like, you don't necessarily need, as shit as it sounds, you don't necessarily need that 3-minute long video. You just need a quick chorus and you put it for Instagram anymore. And it's quite sad.
That's
Like,
sad.
it's so sad. It's like
Yeah.
dying phase. Like, I remember watching like Kerrang and shit when I was young.
Yeah, I still.
we
love
were a
great
bit too
music
young
videos.
for that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
I'm kind of like sad that I was, to be honest, because that
Yeah.
was like.
Some of the shit that came out was crazy. Like, I always think of Colin with that fucking bullet.
Yeah.
That's iconic.
I don't know.
Nice.
I grew up on. I had an older brother, so I grew up
Yeah.
on Kerrang and stuff,
Nice
and
one,
like
yeah.
Sum 41 and all the pop punk bands
Yeah.
releasing
Yeah.
those, and it was fun and it was cool and it was just all pretty much a piss take. But I feel like the age of MTV is done now,
Of
and
course, yeah.
who's gonna take the time to watch a music
No one.
video?
Our attention span's gone to shit.
Yeah, that's
Like,
it.
we've
that's
got to
it.
listen to like a
Just
4-second. No, it's like a half a second attention span.
My 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 like I know that everyone's attention span is going to shit, and mine. I know that mine is especially, but it's like it's almost like you can't escape it. Like it's just going down the drain a bit. Like,
yeah.
and
If someone takes too long to explain what video's about, I'm skipping it.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Like,
yeah.
but I'm quite happy you sit and dissect a music video.
Other social media platforms are available, man. But if you scroll through TikTok, you try and
Sponsored
tell
by
me
TikTok.
the last 10 videos you watch, and you can't name the last 3.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it's
no,
all just like
It's just like little hits of
instant
dopamine.
hits,
Little
Yeah.
hits. And when
Yeah.
you feel like shit a bit or whatever, you just like open Instagram reels and just like forget that you're even like a human for a bit, and then you just like look up and you're like, oh shit.
And
Should be
people
doing something.
think that drugs are bad and shit. That's way worse.
Way worse.
100%, man.
Alcohol, social media,
Yeah.
two of the biggest killers, wasn't it?
It
By
is.
far. It was when I was going to say, can you remember, you guys might be able to remember as well, when Facebook and Instagram got rid of the bar at the bottom, so you used to have to scroll and it'd load. Now it's just an endless scroll.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
ever since then it just like has decreased our like attention
Well,
span.
it's all specific because they gain directly from how bad our attention spans get. They
Yeah.
gain money from it.
The longer
So,
we're
like-
on their pages, the better for them.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's ad revenue at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
They're farming our brains, man. That's what they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. And we should be going to live gigs instead.
You should.
Yeah.
Such as
Like tonight.
such as the Sydney
Yeah.
Matilda
Tell the camera.
on the 9th of October, and such as the one tonight that
Could be in
you're
the
not
past.
all going to miss because it's not going to be out by tonight.
And was there another one in Manchester or something?
Night
Yeah.
and Day Cafe.
17th of October.
17th,
Yeah,
yeah.
it might be out for then.
I don't really have any more questions.
I don't have any more questions, but we have
Do you guys want to come up for a question for us? It doesn't have to be
Oh,
crazy.
actually, I do. Sorry. How do you guys feel with the OV live experience? That like with messaging. There's cameras.
No, everything was chill, to be honest, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Pretty
Yeah.
straightforward.
just easy, and you just come to this place at this time and do this, and then
And I
That's
feel
fine.
it's a great experience, and for all these bands that are around Sheffield,
Are you
get an,
sponsoring?
get an OV live session. These guys know what's up. They know good music.
and
they
their
know how to
YouTube
make
videos
content.
actually get views.
They do get views, yeah,
They
yeah.
get views from
So-
real
so
people.
Not the
do that.
podcasts.
I don't know about the podcast, but
Do an OV live, but don't get more views than the Turncoats video. Because
What you on now? Have you checked?
1.3k.
Ooh, I think you've gone up
Okay.
a bit. I think last time I
Wait,
checked.
I have an app that gives me live updates, right? Can't remember when I last checked it. I'll check it now.
I love how you're checking it though. 1.3 year.
Yeah, well, I just
Yeah.
thought it was doing
Drum roll.
better than some other ones. So.
Oh. It's gone up. Oh, since I last checked, it's gone up too. Look, how nice is that? Just seeing it rock up.
yeah, look at that.
Bang.
327. Nice one.
Yeah.
Like what? How many days is that?
4
4
days,
days,
5
yeah.
days.
Sick.
Do you have any questions
Yeah.
for me and Jordan?
How long have you been doing, like, whatever you're doing? It is a bit confusing to me what you do, because you seem to just do, like, so much stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, I mean, the core of it originally started as a production agency.
Yeah.
And then, so we were just going to do everything under content, basically. But then music sort of
That took off.
happened.
Yeah.
We were doing the live sessions, we started doing the podcast and stuff like that. And then with all the content, it just started really edging towards music. We've done a few things. We've taken on a big client called Grambagini, which is all about battling old people.
Battling
Not
old
battling
people.
old people. Old people are safe and sound amongst us. It's battling loneliness amongst all elderly people.
that's
we
better
take
than-
them out.
That
no,
is-
no
that
elderly
is
people at
better.
all. We take them out in Lamborghini for like half an hour, 45.
Oh, God.
Have a quick chat about their lives, and then do like a documentary style interview about them.
In a Lamborghini.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
go on a Lamborghini. Man. Yeah, they fuck their life this fucking year, pretty much.
Open out my eyes a bit as well, just
Massively.
how short life like actually is
Like,
as
yeah.
well. Because you speak to them all and you're like, you realise, you know, you guys are 20, I'm 27, like we're young people, but then they start talking about it and you're like, actually in like 15 years, my body's gonna start
Mm.
to deteriorate,
Well,
and I'm
yeah.
not gonna be able to do the things I want to do because I'm gonna have kids, marriage, mortgage, all that kind of stuff. So that they reiterate, do stuff when you're young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one listens to them because they just pass it off as fucking old people saying all this. But in truth, they've lived their life and
They've done everything that we're going to do.
Yeah.
Pretty
And
much.
they're trying to help you, and we just pass it off. Like,
Yeah, I do get the thing about, like, because obviously when you're younger, like when you're like 18, 17, you don't believe that they know anything and all that kind of stuff about being a teenager, but eventually you realise that they have actually lived pretty much the exact life that you're going to live,
Yeah.
and they've been through all their breakups and whatever,
Yeah.
and they just know what it's like, and you should just listen to them, because sometimes like you'll meet certain old people that are just wankers, and it kind of puts you off the rest of it. But yeah,
It's a weird thing that we do that though, isn't it? Like that we go, oh, there's this one like racist, homophobic old person in the side of a bar, and then we go, oh, all old people are like that. Like it's mad. Like I do that all the time. Like certain things that people say, like fuck old people. Go, actually, nah, I love my granddad.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm.
Well,
interesting.
coming back to your question, we've been doing it less than a year.
yeah, about
So you've
8
been
months
doing
now. Yeah.
8
Oh,
months.
really?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
long story short, I studied photojournalism and self-taught myself video. Started working in video content creation and all that kind of stuff. And then Jordan lived in Sunderland at the time.
Did indeed.
And
I'm sorry.
yeah,
Fucking hated it, mate. Yeah, worst thing ever.
And we were just like we
Don't ever go to
we
Sunderland
sort of
anymore.
we were like good mates at college, and then sort of like
Yeah.
partied a little bit, and then sort of rekindled in the last couple of years. And he was like, oh, I'm a bit fucking sad. Just broke up with my girlfriend and had a
Jesus.
house with her. And I'm like, fucking move back to Sheffield. Let's start a business.
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
like, actually, funny you say that. I've got an idea. And he basically came up with the idea for like clothing and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, I've been wanting to do a production agency for years, just so it's not just me pushing everything. Like, it's quite nice to have someone else to drive it forward. And then sort of sat down and said, this is what we want to do. Taking a few like corporate clients on as well down the line.
Yeah, I feel like the thing, just to interrupt there, sorry, is we work with corporate people, but I fucking hate corporate people. We just work with people that are passionate individuals.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is like musicians, you're passionate individuals about music. We just take that to more of a corporate level, like Grand
Yeah, because I hate even thinking about that kind of stuff, and I
Yeah.
know that I'm never going to be able to function in that world
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
rest of my life, really.
No.
But I like the idea that you've just kind of like decided to do something and just did it. Because I think a lot of the reason a lot of people don't ever do anything with their life is because they're just too scared to just like do it. Like you just have to start doing it.
I've always been sort of like this way though. I've always hated working for anyone.
Yeah.
So I've just been like, okay, how can I get out of this? How can I do my own thing, make a living from it? I mean, I guess the step after that, once you making a decent income from what you want to do, is how can you then stop doing it?
But that's how people like build empires and stuff. Like
Yeah.
they just have enough confidence and self-belief to start doing something.
Yeah.
And then they eventually get to the point where they're
Well,
just rich and famous, and that's it.
That's kind of what we want Original Voice to be.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
don't want it to just be a Sheffield-based thing. We want it to be.
Yeah.
It's a household name worldwide.
Yeah.
Well, there's like I can't remember what it's called, but it's that live session they do in America that's really big, and they have like
Tiny
The
desk.
tiny desk. Yeah.
not the tiny desk, like
Colours.
KXP.
KXP, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
That kind of thing.
You guys need to go to your gig.
Yeah.
So I guess.
Probably.
You got sound checks. You're not on until like another 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So
got
I
red
guess-
stripes to drink in the back room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is there anything you guys want to say?
Thank you for letting us do this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, cheers.
And keep listening as well.
Well, I like it.
Yeah, we'll get back on.
Well,
Sign off.
thanks for coming down.
Yeah,
Obviously,
thank you
thanks for
very
coming
much.
and doing a live session with us as well. It's all good content for us, and I think good content for everyone, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah.
One thing we will ask you though, before you go, anyone can do it, or you can do it together.
Oh yeah.
We would quite like
I know
a
what it
tune
means already.
to play out to, so we need to fade out, and I would like a tune.
Who wants to
I
do
have
this?
provided a xylophone.
There is a xylophone
Does
in front
anyone
of
want
you,
to do the tune?
and there is a stick in front of you.
I'll take the plunge, but I'd rather you.
I like that.
Xylophone thing.
I will do it, but you could.
It's a bit long, is this?
Nice. Thank you.
Beautiful, mate. Yeah. Round of applause for that.